All right, sports fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. Good subject today. Are the Miami Dolphins contender or pretender? Stay tuned. All right, Dolphins fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge once again. A topic I want to talk about, um, as you heard today, now we have a cornerback, Ramsey, that wants to explore, wants to be traded. Okay, I put a short there, maybe get traded by the draft, but that's not going to happen. Probably in the middle of the season, whatever, not middle of the season, when the June come by and which free agents and all that could negotiate and they could make trades and try to save money in the cap for your team. Listen, this is getting to a point that the Dolphins are contender or pretender. You extend Ramsey contract. You extend Tyreek Hill contract. You extend Waddle contract. We are extending everybody's contract. And what is to show for it? No playoff wins. I'm not saying these players are bad. I'm not saying these players are not productive. Okay, but if you look at Ramsey, listen, everybody wants to play in Miami. Everybody loves Miami because it's tax-free. Let's be honest. You get a contract, you come down here, it's, your guaranteed money is a good money to take and go. And let me not talk about Tua because that's another one I'm going to talk about. And I love my Dolphins. I've been the Dolphins for so many years. But are they really contender or pretender? Because now you sign this contract and now, not rumors, Ramsey say, listen, I want to explore someplace else. See, I feel that they're not going to win nothing here in Miami. Tyreek Hill, all right, off the field issues, I understand that. Greer came out today and says, we're not trading the all-star wide receiver. Listen, as a fan, let's be honest, we all fed up already. What do they really want to do? What do Miami really want to do? Because I see something coming in the draft. They might trade, they might move up, I don't know. Then you have Greer saying, listen, I'm going to guarantee this. This is Greer and Mike Daniel's job to lose this year. If they want to keep it, they're going to try to minimize the best they can to save money, to have cap money. For what? To save your job? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. It is very disappointed. Yes, Tehran retires. Fine. Now everybody's freaking out. Who's going to get Tehran position? My God, who's going to block for Tua? This is what I heard about Tua. Tua had a chip, according to what they said, the sources says. He had a chip that was cracked on his hips. If he would have played, it would have made worse. And that could have forced him to retire. All right. Guys, I don't get this either. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert on this. So what is it? If you don't have a protected offensive line for Tua, what makes you think Tua is going to play all these games next year? I'm just saying. What's going to make you think he's going to play all 17 games? When you don't have an offensive line to protect. Yes, they got Daniels from Pittsburgh. I understand that. They got the guy from the offensive lineman from Chicago Bears. I understand that. But what do you have done to improve the offensive line? Why are you not signing big players? Why are you waiting through free agency? Why are you waiting to? Because I'm going to tell you what Miami's going to do, and they've done it year after year. Wait till they play preseason. Wait till they cut these players, and they pick them up. I'm trying to stay positive, guys, as a Dolphin fan. I'm trying to stay positive. But I'm not liking what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. It's going to be a long season. I'm not taking anything from Zach Wilson either. We know his career, what he has gone through. Yes, I'm a believer you give people opportunity and chance to play in this league. But what are the Miami Dolphins are doing for the fans in Miami? Contender or pretender? Well, I'm going to give you my advice. I think they're pretending. I don't think they're a contender. It is a shame to say that. Because now you decide to cut everybody's money, restructure money. Oh, to put money in the cap. And yeah, but now you got players says, I want to leave. I don't want to play here. Basically, that's what it is. What are the Miami foundation is? What kind of foundation they're building in Miami? Because it looks more like a restructure. It's not a foundation thing. Listen, Greer, they picked McDaniel, great coach, couple of the first 2 years, developed Tua. You have to give credit where credit is due. But guess what? Fans want to win. They're tired of losing. So something has to give up here, guys. Are the freaking Dolphins pretender or contender? And I'm gonna say it again. They are a pretender. They're not going to contend. Continue what they're doing with their team. Once again, Tyreek Hill off the field issues. You can't have that in the team, guys. There's help out there. The NFL has sources. Even the team has sources to help this man. Waddle, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to play 17 games? Listen, when Tua had Gasicki and Waddle, it wasn't bad at all. But McDaniel decided to take Gasicki out. Oh, McDaniel don't use tight end on his offensive line. Now he does. I mean, what is it, man? What are Miami's doing? What is Miami doing to this team? Is the owner looking at say, hey, man, we got to save some money? What are you saving money for? Why are you signing these players and then they decide, you know what? I'm not taking a pay cut. I'm leaving out of here. Now, let's be honest. What did Ramsey do for the Dolphins? Great player, not taking that away from anything. What did he did? Because Tyreek Hill was bringing, Raheem Mostert was bringing, Tua was bringing, Ramsey was bringing, Chubbs was bringing on the defensive side. Tehran was brought in to bring a championship to the Dolphins. Did they? Did they win the playoff games? That's what I'm talking about. So Miami is actually a pretender, not a contender. It is a shame, guys, what we have to go through every year with this team. Or they start hot, or they start cold. They finish hot, they finish cold. Come December, they can't win games. They can't play in the cold weather. Let me tell you the truth. That is the worst excuse. And I'm sorry to say that, fans. I know you guys are going to disagree with me. That is the worst excuse you could use in this league. Well, Miami's a hot team. They can't play in the cold weather. Listen, you got players in your ball club that has played in the cold weather. So that's pure excuses. I'm sorry. Okay? I am sorry. Let's just stop doing that, man. Because really, this is ruining the NFL. It's ruining every sports. Well, they're not a cold weather team. They're not they're not a hot team. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you play 60-minute football. Win the game, guys. That's it. Win the game. Find out to win the game. Defense and offense. But I'm gonna tell you, Dolphin fans, I'm disappointed. And I know as a fan, we all get hype. We all get excited. We can't wait for the upcoming season. We're seeing what's going on. But right now, I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't look good for the Dolphins. What's going to happen in the draft? Probably trade up. I mean, Ramsey already says, "Man, let me try someplace else," because Ramsey wants to win. So you bought all these players because Miami has the big bucks. And you know, it's funny. I have friends of mine and family members of mine. Man, everybody's coming to Miami because Miami has the big bucks. Well, I don't care about the big bucks. Miami doesn't have the big W, which is the win. Miami doesn't have the big S for Super Bowl. Miami doesn't have the big P for playoffs. Let's be honest. It's getting to a point that I said to myself, well, how long is this going to continue? That Super Bowl, 1983, Dan Marino lost against Joe Montana. 1983. Last playoff game, let's be honest, 20 plus years ago. Oh, McDaniel's going to change that. Really? McDaniel's is a coach. He can't change that. The players change that. So you go out there and get Tyreek. You get there and get Ramsey. I mean, I can continue the same thing I said earlier. For what, guys? All they're showing is just record. Oh, Tyreek Hill had, over, almost 2,000. Since Tyreek said, I'm going to get 2,000 yards a season, what has happened since? He hasn't got it. Everything has gone downhill. Well, since Tyreek is gone, how many Super Bowl Kansas City has won? Listen, the facts are there. Here's Kansas City. Kansas City went to the Super Bowl a year ago, 2 years ago, and quote me if I'm wrong. With a receiver under 1,000 yards, with a tight end over 1,000 yards, and I think running back without 1,000 yards, and still won the Super Bowl. But you know what happened to that team? That team kept it intact, kept it together. Miami has an issue. And I'm going to tell you what the issue is. And I've been saying it on my podcast years and years after years. Ego and pride. If you can't play as a team player, I don't need you in my team. McDaniels, discipline. McDaniel, buddy, if you're going to make people run over you, we're in for a long ride. Greer, getting these name players, I don't need name players. I don't need big name players in this ball club. I need somebody that's hungry and wants to win for the team. Now, once again, you guys might disagree with me. But I'm serious. I am tired of seeing this thing going on and on year after year. As a fan, we're tired. We got the roster. We got the personnel. But we also got players that are a troublemaker in that ball club. That their ego is too high. That their pride is too high. See, Miami, I'm sorry to say this, fan. Miami has to start from scratch. And I guarantee you, every fan, when they hear that, man, I'm tired of every year rebuild. There's no rebuilding for the Miami Dolphins in 2025. Either you make it and you out. I mean, can you blame Steven? You know, it's funny how everybody says, well, I'll blame Steven Ross. Well, he's the guy who pays the paycheck. You got Greer, who's the one to pick the players. And then you got McDaniel, he's the coach. But it's getting to a point that everybody's tired. Every fan, every Dolphin fans are tired to seeing the same thing going on and on and on. Can you blame them? I can't blame them. You know, I'm here seeing reports every day, and I read the reports. I go into the, Dolphin media, and I read the media, and sometimes you can't hear everything they say because it's not true, and, rumors. And I tell everybody, when it comes to rumors, it's sometimes 90% is not real. You got to get to the real source. You got to hear from the real mouth. Adam Schefter is one of them that reports and has inaccurate information. You got the guy from Florida also that gives you and then, there's things that you could sit down here and write down and says, well, I feel that if they could, I could say whatever they want Miami could do. They could change this, they could do this, they could add this, they could put this. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, okay, the Dolphin has to show the fans we could win. And here we go again. There can be good teams, they play bad teams, and they could win bad teams, not good team. I don't care good or bad. At the end of the season, You got to win your games, period. I don't care if it's a good team or bad team. It doesn't matter. And, fans, it's getting to a point that it's getting very disappointed. Tua, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Tua's going to have to make a decision. You think about it, hip injury, set down the last 3-4 games. Then you have a doctor says, well, he had a chip, and this is what they were saying, Mike Daniels and people out there, medical, saying he had a chip, and we didn't want a chip. If that chip would have break in his hip and all that, it would have forced him to retire. Wow. Man, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have concussion than have a chip in my. He had surgery in his hip at a young age in Alabama. So I think Miami knew what they drafted and what they had, and of course, remember, Flo didn't want him. Flo wanted Herbert, and that's another discussion that I really don't want to talk about. But it happened, and he came in, and he was a winning quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. But you know what? A quarterback's going to get better until you have the right personnel to help the quarterback. Man, Raheem had back-to-back good years. Not I mean, in the beginning, then he had, with 20 touchdowns in the end zone, and, he had 1,000 yards rushing. And then after that, he disappeared. What happened there? What was the approach? Was McDaniel changed the offensive plays? And that's one of them, too. So I think everybody in that team has accountability. But as a fan, we're getting tired already. So fans, I'm going to leave you with this. And please, man, leave a comment. I want to hear your comment. I really do. What do you feel about the Miami Dolphins? Your truth opinion. And trust me, I will answer you back. Okay? Be sure you hit the like button. I'm going to say this. It is so sad as a fan right now. And listen, we got a lot of fans in the NFL. The teams has not gone anywhere. But look at the players they have. They don't have Tyreek. They don't have Ramsey. But here's what happened. The moment we saw that as fans, oh my God, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to go to the playoffs. We got the best players. No, man. The best player is not always good in your team. You know who are your best players? The rookies. The guys that are young and they're hungry. They want to win. They don't like losing. Yes, a veteran present sometimes is good there. Yeah, have a veteran that shows you and guide you and all that. Yes, I believe in that. But guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. The Dolphins are not a contender. And they have to prove me wrong in 2025. This roster they have, it's not bad. It's not good either. I said it the other day. Okay? But it's not a Super Bowl contender roster. It's not a playoff roster. Now, you're saying, well, George, did they need to add a big player? No, man. They need to be sure what they draft, what they have with the 53-man roster, they can sure use them properly. Use them wisely. Get your lineup right, man. You pick a player, and I'm talking about baseball now. He's a 50 home run hitter. He goes to your ball club, and you already imagine, man, he's going to help the ball club. If he hit 50 in the other league, he's going to come. Let's say he comes from the National. He comes to American. You know how many times I've seen that, and what a disappointed? They come to the other division, and they can't even hit 20 homers. Just think about that. Same thing as the NFL. You're bringing Tyreek. You're bringing Ramsey. Man, well, we expect Ramsey to have 6-7 touchdowns. 6-7 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, about 7-8 interceptions. Did he? Did Ramsey did that? I guess it caught people off guard. Now, I'm not saying that he's a bad player. But I'm going to tell you something. Your prime goes away, man. Age goes away. You're not the same player anymore, especially when you get injuries, especially when you get hit in your body. I mean, all that comes in play. But here we are always thinking about, man, we got the best player. We should win. Well, that's not the case. That's not the case. Not in the NFL, not anymore. I heard one one subscriber told me, why don't you sign Aaron Rodgers? Really? Not taking credit away from Aaron Rodgers, but what can he do in Miami? With that offensive line? Oh, my God. He probably end up in the hospital. That's how bad the offensive line in Miami is. I mean, you got to be realistic. So let's be real. Let's look at all this picture around the Miami Dolphins right now. You tell me, are they contender or pretender? Because right now I feel that they are a pretender. They're not going to contend. That division, guys, I'm going to say right now, it's the Buffalo Bills division. The Jets might come over. I'm not too crazy with Justin Field because the moment Justin Field go 0-3 in New York, the Jet fans are going to go crazy. And you know how that goes. Why did they pick him? Why did they trade him? Why did they sign him? He's terrible. I'm wishing the guy the best. I really am. But see, that's the fan base. That's everywhere you go. Big city, hey, we want to win. And the Jets are like the Miami Dolphins. We want to win now. We're tired of losing. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you see the whole podcast on this podcast once again. Are the Dolphins contender or pretender? Anyhow, you guys have a blessed night. Talk to you guys later. And have a blessed day. And once again, man, fins up, even though I feel kind of disappointed tonight. But hey, I'm trying to stay positive. Have a good night.